Good morning. What's going on? I'm going to the moon today. All right. Let's go. I'm tired. Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? Welcome. It's Friday. Exciting. Josh. That's good. I did a high intensity interval training, like a hit training yesterday, and it kicked my ass. Wow, that was rough. All right. So, today, we are back at the demand level on the NASDAQ after rejecting the supply level overnight, which was pretty textbook, right? Remember yesterday, up, and then back down. Yeah. So we're sitting right back there again. This is going to be very interesting. That's pretty much today's whole day, but we'll talk a little bit about Gotta put my Apple Watch on. I love this thing, actually. I didn't think I would, but it's pretty nice. I actually, it was funny. You can like monitor your heart rate over the entire day. Like as the day proceeds, you can see how your heart rate changes, and there's definitely a little bit of an increase around like 9:30. You can see on the chart. Probably can't see it here, but you can see on the chart it goes up a little bit. So it's interesting. Right when around that market opened. So, all right. Good morning again. Welcome back, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started. Today is Friday, February 24th. And let's start with the Apple Watch. I like it for just the working out stuff. The working out stuff is really what I bought it for. That, and then texting on it is nice. Having the notifications is not bad. Apple Pay is nice on it. You can just put your watch up to like the payment thing. There's some nice things. In Naples, I could like open and close my garage with the Apple Watch. Like you just press a button and my garage opens. So there's some cool things. So today, let's go ahead and pull up the economic calendar. You guys can see right here, it is pretty loaded. So you guys can see consumer spending, personal income right at 8:30 here in about 26 minutes. PCE index, core PCE index, right? So we have our PCE numbers coming out at 8:30, right? So this is all in the pre-market. We have consumer spending, personal income, and then the PCE index numbers all coming out here in the pre-market. We will see how that affects the market. New home sales at 10. I'm actually very interested in this because I'm getting, close to getting pretty intense in my search of buying another investment property. So I'm trying to stay in tune with the housing market. So home sale numbers moving. We'll see what happens. That's at 10 o'clock. Consumer sentiment at 10 o'clock. And then a whole bunch of Fed speakers. So Philip Jefferson, Loretta Mester, James Bullard, Susan Collins, and Christopher Waller. All speaking today as if I know who any of those people are besides like Loretta and James Bullard. I don't really know Jefferson, Susan Collins. I've heard of Christopher Waller. But yeah, anyways, some Fed presidents speaking. I don't think you really expect much there, maybe. But 8:30, here's your economic data. We'll see what happens here today. We'll see if there puts any effect on the market this morning. Let's pull up the earnings. Do we have any earnings this morning? I think we had like Square yesterday, Block, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. Let's pull that up. All right. So yesterday we had Block, Carvana. I think Carvana had like shit numbers again. The stock barely moved lower because it's already dead. But yeah, Carvana's numbers were absolutely terrible. So Carvana, Block. Is that hold on. Is that Melly? I think that is Melly. Booking, Wish, Beyond Me, blah blah blah. Nothing important. Yeah, that's it. Really nothing on the earnings side. Yeah. So let's just get started into the schedule. Really, it's just the economic data today, and then we'll watch the price action. So AMD TSM, some retest rejections that I would be watching. I took a very nice trade off this AMD retest yesterday. We talked about this exact trade in the live stream yesterday. Took that exact analysis into the trading day and really nailed an AMD downside move. So we'll talk about that today. TSM did the same thing. Tesla continues to hold this 197 level. Tesla is not giving up this level. I'll show you guys what Tesla did yesterday. Microsoft, big supply level I'm watching. If the market moves lower, I like Microsoft still. Meta, 170, major level here that Meta's just sitting at and continuing to make lower highs. Phase 200's very interesting. Netflix, big pullback yesterday on Netflix. Really upset that I missed that because we talked about Netflix in some pretty good detail yesterday on the live stream, and I just missed it, man. I can't blame myself too much. It just dumped right out of the gates. It dumped straight down, and I just couldn't do anything about it. When I see a stock just go vertically down at open, which I'll show you guys today, I mean, it went vertically down at open, and at that point, I'm just like, it's too late now. So, missed Netflix, but really nice. And then finally, Boeing, very key level to be watching here today. So, let's get started. All right. So, I mean, the NASDAQ did exactly what we wanted. So, yesterday in the pre-market, we said how we would love to see, or even, I think it was actually on Wednesday. Yeah, if you were on the Wednesday night stream, or if, I think we were talking about it in the yesterday morning, we were saying how we wanted this move up to Friday's lows, right? This was the move that made sense. Move up to Friday's lows, come into the previous lows, come into the supply zone, and then see if we can fade that move. Well, that is pretty much exactly what happened yesterday morning. We pushed up in the pre-market into this supply, nasty rejection off of it, right? So if you're just day trading, you get your nice little push into supply, nasty fade off of it, take those shorts, beautiful downside move. Take your profits at demand, right? We're not going to overhold. We're not going to overstay our welcome. We're going to take our profits at we're going to short at the supply, take our profits at the demand. Again, crazy push back to the upside, right off the demand, straight to the upside, back into the supply, rejection at the supply, and we're back down to the demand. So it's pretty crazy, right? To see these levels working, right? To see how significant these two levels are on the market and how there's sellers stacked up here, buyers stacked up here, and it's really about who wins. And until right, we're out of this channel, you have to continue to respect these levels. There is nothing stopping the market from bouncing off this level again today, and there is nothing stopping the market from rejecting this level again today, right? It's done it multiple times in the past 2 days. It could happen again. So we have to watch these levels. It's the same exact levels as yesterday, same exact levels as Wednesday, right? It's the same exact levels. If we break these levels, right, if we do get outside of one of these zones, let's say we break this Wednesday and Thursday low, then I think you could see some slippery action, especially if it's on the back of maybe some economic data. I would say that 200 SMA is a pretty nice target here around that 11,950. That would be somewhere I'd be watching. If we do get this low a day slip, right, if we get a slip under yesterday's lows, I would say that 200 SMA is a nice little target there around 11,950. To the upside, I'm really not that fond of, trying. I'm not going to definitely trade upside through this 12,200, 12,250. And if I zoom out to the hourly chart, right, I think you're going to need something pretty legitimate here at this point before you can really feel comfortable longing above this supply, right? There's still a decent amount of potential chop in this area. So I'm really not too fond of, this move today. I don't know if we're going to see something like this. Maybe, who knows? But I don't think that's the highest probability move today is straight up through supply, hold supply, and then, a push back to the upside. That is a possibility, but I think that's probably one of the lower possibility trades. I think you continue to watch the demand, right? If you start to see us build here today, there's possibly another upside move here back into the supply, just like it's done over the last 2 days. That's an outcome that we have to predict for, or we have to plan for. Or we look to see, right? You either look to see if demand holds, trade it back into supply, maybe trade that supply back down, or if we really get weak here under yesterday's lows, back in the 200 SMA. But it's all been, I don't have much new to say here because we're still in this channel, and I'm going to say the exact same thing that I've said Wednesday. I'm going to say the exact same thing that I said Thursday, yesterday, and it's the same exact thing today. If we hold this demand, The risk reward's to the upside. If we move to the upside, your risk reward is to the downside, right? And it's until this channel breaks, you just have to trust it. That's really it. Until the channel breaks, you have to trust it. Once that channel breaks, then then we have to reassess and see if there's a nice move on either side of the channel. That's really all I could say, because it's pretty much just been trading in this channel. Overall, if I had to tell you how I am feeling personally, which don't take this as a bias, don't take this as something you should trade today, I think the longer we trade under this low, I think the weaker this market gets, personally. I think if we continue to reject this low, and continue to turn this into a rejection again here at 12,250, 12,200, I think this is causing weakness. I think this will lead to weakness. So as of right now, my first thought is that this supply is stronger than this demand. That's my personal opinion as of now. I'm going to try my best not to let it affect my trading, that type of bias or that type of opinion. But if I'm looking at technicals here on the 4-hour chart, we're making lower highs. The price action has been very weak. And I would assume that as of now, I would put a little bit more trust in this supply than I would in this demand, personally. If we were uptrending, if the market looked like this, and we were sort of stuck in a channel on the upside, something like this, right? If this area was right here, then I would have a little bit more trust in the demand. Knowing that we're in an uptrend, markets being strong, right? I'm going to trust the demand a little more. As of right now, I think I am trusting the supply a tad bit more. I can sort of replicate this with the negative NQ, right? Here's your negative NQ. And I think if we all were looking at this chart, we would say, hey, this looks pretty bullish, right? I would definitely be bullish on this, to be honest. So we have to be able to understand both ways, right? In my opinion, if I saw this, I would be bullish. I would say, hey, this is a beautiful break and retest of the previous highs. We broke the previous highs. We retested them. We held very, very strong here, and we're starting to curl off of it. So, that's obviously the inverse NQ. So obviously this is the real NQ. So I'm gonna be a little bit more interested in either playing the supply rejections or the trade break and retest of the lows than I would be trying to chase an upside move today. Is that wrong or right? It could be a little biased. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try my best to look both ways today, but this definitely has looked weak over the last few days. Just my general opinion, but I could be wrong, right? I could definitely be wrong. ES, the ES, and let me preface what I'm saying with the NASDAQ. The reason I feel that way even more is because the S&P 500 is extremely weak. And if the tech sector gives up a little bit, I think the ES can get pretty hurt here. The NASDAQ is holding up I don't want to say tech is holding up the market, but tech has been the strongest sector as of late. And the tech sector is I believe, giving the ES a little bit of a lifeline here, because the S&P 500, if we zoom in here on the hourly chart, the S&P 500 has not gotten back to Friday's lows, right? So here's the ES, right? And you see this is your Friday low. This is your Friday low. You guys can see these two Friday's lows right here, 1 and 2. Those are Friday lows. If I go to the NASDAQ, we have retested that Friday low, right? Friday low, retest, right? We retested that Friday low. On the ES, we have not even gotten close to that. Not even close, right? We didn't even get within like 1%, I think. What is this? This is about 0.8, 0.9%. We didn't even get close to that Friday low. We rejected Wednesday's highs, right? And we couldn't even get over that 40.25. So I think the ES is a little weak here, and I think the ES is coming back to the 200 SMA. I think that's probably the target here, guys. It seems pretty clean to me. I don't want to say obvious, but that seems to be the level that it needs to come back to, right? You can see right here on the daily chart, This is that previous demand here around 39.50. You guys can see 39.50, 39.50, 39.50, 39.50, and you have the 200 SMA right at 39.50. I think it makes a whole lot of sense that the S&P 500 trades back to this 200 SMA, this 39.50, and that would be a place where I'd actually be more comfortable longing this market, right? This could be your long entry back at 39.50. It's very possible. The market is still, whether you like it or not, is still in a little mid multi-month uptrend, right? It still technically is, even on this pullback. So I'm still interested, right? We still have to understand that on a pullback, these demand zones can still hold, right? We have to understand that. This area right here, this 39.50, previous triple bottom here, 200 SMA, uptrend, demand, right? This is the level that we talked about early this week. On Tuesday of this week, I said, this is where I believe the market will come back down to, 39.50, 200 SMA. There's 3 confluences at this level, and it looks to be like that's probably where we're going to be headed here. So that's where I'm looking, right? You guys can see right here, that's really the target for me, down to this 39.40, 39.50 at this 200 SMA. I think that's possible, right? I think that is possible. That's something I'll be watching today. You guys see on the 4-hour chart, the ES it's very weak here. It hasn't been able to get back to Friday's highs, Friday's lows, and we'll see if we can slip back to that 200 today. That's about a 1% move, right? So that's what I'm watching today on the ES. I think if the NASDAQ, right, if the NASDAQ breaks these lows today, and we start to see some cracks in the technology sector, I think that's going to influence the ES lower, right? If we get some cracks in the tech sector on the NASDAQ, we break that low, yesterday's low in the NASDAQ, I think this will bring the ES down to that 200 SMA. So that's my plan today. We'll see what happens. Again, I'm still going to respect supply demand, right? I'm not going to go short, right? I'm not going to start shorting stocks today if the NASDAQ is just holding above this level, right? There's no reason to be short here. There's no reason to be short here, right? If you short at this level, if you short above this demand, you are asking to get killed. I should say that. That's not a good word. You're asking to lose money. So be careful still. Respect the demand levels. Respect the supply. Wait for one of them to break. Once they break, things can get easier. But, yeah, that's that. All right, let's go to the Dow. The Dow Jones is pretty damn weak as well. So you can see right here, Dow Jones pretty weak as well. It's rejecting that 33,200 area. It hasn't broken that 32,750. So watch out for that. I think this could be like the bloody move here on the Dow. If the Dow breaks this low here, this could get a little ugly. All right, if the Dow breaks this shelf right here, this 32,750, that probably moves us to the 200 SMA as well. So watch that 32,750 today. All right, that's pretty big. Russell, yeah, Russell's doing pretty much what the NASDAQ's doing, actually. This is pretty clean on the Russell. Very clean on the Russell, actually. Yeah, this is clean on the Russell here. Look at this. So hourly chart on the Russell, pretty much a perfect, you could even call this a little bear flag, honestly. Nah, not yet. I mean, it is technically, it's these higher highs and higher lows a little bit. It's not very clean. But either way, it's a break and retest rejection, right? Previous lows into a supply rejection. This is very clean here. This is the exact same thing the NASDAQ's doing. If the Russell breaks these lows, then you got your downside, right? You got your downside under this 1885 level, right? Very clean. Same exact thing as the NASDAQ. So, yeah, pretty much today, guys, I would be focused. I'm a little bit more focused on the NASDAQ as of late because I see its influence on the market. I see the tech influence. So I'm going to be definitely focused on this NASDAQ demand and this NASDAQ supply. All right, looking to see which side breaks today, if we do, or if we have another channel trading day. That's pretty much my game plan. All right, let's go to the dollar real quick. I see you guys talking about the dollar. Yeah, the dollar's still going, huh? Yeah. I mean, this is definitely going to cause some weakness. It already is this morning. Dollar's pumping over that 10 or up to that 105 level. Yeah, we've been sort of monitoring this dollar for a while now. It's just been holding and holding and holding. Right? And the dollar actually moves in some pretty clean technical moves, right? You can see we had this previous low here that held right here. We moved up, right? We broke this previous high, turned this previous low into support once again. Right? The dollar's moving up in a pretty nice stair-stepping pattern. So, dollar strong. The data yesterday definitely didn't help. TLT, a little bit down today. All right, let's continue. All right, so AMD and TSM, man, were these clean. And I hope someone out there caught these with me. These were sexy. So we talked about the retest longs at 77, right? We talked dollar ticker, $ DXY gold. $ DXY. We talked about the retest long on AMD and how we could go long off that level, but we were too high in the pre-market. That was the thing, right? So I think I said it either in the live stream or maybe it was in the Discord chat when we were starting to live trade. Yes, we had that beautiful retest off 77, but we were pushing right into supply as the market was opening. So I was more interested in the downside than I was in the upside, because I am not going to trade AMD long into this previous low. It just does not make sense, right? You can't go long into a previous low. That is you going long into supply. So you do not go long into supply. And so the AMD was pushing. It was very strong yesterday in the pre-market. Very nice off Nvidia earnings, but it went too far. It went too far, and before the market opened, we were hitting supply. And so as the market was, I'll look at the SPY after the news. After the market opened, you guys can see, we pushed higher, hit the supply level, had a major rejection, wick rejection right here, nice rejection here. I tried to enter on these candles. So I tried to enter right here. You guys can see, if you're in the Discord, you heard this live. I tried to enter here to go for that short rejection play. I got squeezed out. So I took my loss here. I took my loss here up around this 81.40. After seeing this candle and seeing this flush point back under 81, I started to re-enter. So I re-entered here. I re-entered here. And then I got the nice move in my favor. Held this thing for a little bit. I think I sold out around this 79.70 area. But a nice supply rejection. And just yesterday was a good example of, sticking to the game plan, right? The game plan was the supply rejection. I did have a little bit of adversity here in the morning, getting stopped out, but I knew that I wanted to continue to watch it because I knew that supply rejection was there. I just got squeezed out a little bit, maybe got in a little too early, was a little bit too anxious to take this rejection. Paid the price on that the first time, but stuck to the plan and got it the second time. Very nice retest rejection there. The TSM did the exact same thing. So if we go to the 4-hour chart on TSM, you guys are going to see literally the exact same trade setup. So you can see, I'm going to make this red to signify our supply zone. This one was actually probably easier because of how clear this level was. Support, and support around this 91 level. All right. Yesterday in the pre-market, go to the 5-minute chart. Yesterday in the pre-market, we were squeezing up into that level. Right, squeezing into that level. Here's market open. We squeezed right into that supply. And you guys can see, look how clean this was. Little rejection there. You even tried it again, rejected again, and then boom, right? That was sick. So it's nothing but a supply zone. Life ain't nothing but a supply zone. Yeah. I mean, you don't need anything. You don't need anything on your charts besides knowing that this was a previous quadruple bottom on TSM. You traded back into it. This is the break, and this is the retest. and that is the rejection. It's not very hard. It's just getting used to it, giving yourself experience, seeing it, learning how to execute it, right? But it's not some kind of complex thing that, anyone out there can't learn. It's very rudimentary in the way that the stocks move. It's just the emotion, it's the execution, and it's experiencing it over and over and over again is what's going to help you, in my opinion, catch these moves. Because this is not hard. It's just a breakdown under a very key level, a pushback into it, and a textbook rejection off of it. All right? It's awesome. It is awesome. So TSM, AMD, pretty awesome. I would look for continuation. What happened? I think I lost you. Did I lose you there? I think we're back. Maybe we back. Shit. We back. All right. Yeah, data coming out here, and damn, chat's going wild. And the crowd goes wild. I don't know what happened there. Maybe someone cut the line or something. All right, data coming out in 20 seconds. Robert, thank you, my friend. $9.99. Appreciate you. Someone DDoSed my house, my apartment. Let's go ahead and pull up the data. Okay, a little downside action. Yeah. A little downside action. Waiting for the numbers. I sort of want to actually go to NASDAQ here. I want to see the NASDAQ if it's breaking yesterday's lows. That's more important to me. Yeah. It's starting to happen. All right, this is important. If we break yesterday's lows, this could get ugly. Can it do it? My PC specs, I have a Mac Mini, M1, 1 terabyte, 16 gigs of RAM. 1 terabyte SSD. Where is the numbers? There they are. All right. Personal income down versus consensus. Personal spending up. What do you know? America. Oh, it's good. It's fucking great. Personal income down. Personal spending up. What do you know? PCE core price index 0.6. 0.6. I don't know what the expectation was. Maybe it's down here. Okay, 0.6 versus 0.5. Previous 0.1. Wow. Swipe them credit cards, baby. All right, let's see if we can lose the NASDAQ lows from yesterday. If we can, we should see downside continuation, in my opinion. So, definitely a little bit of downside there. All right. Yeah, I mean, so you can't. You gotta wait for it to break yesterday's lows, right? It's still. I mean, there's been nothing bullish about the data over the last 2 days. That's very clear, right? There's been nothing bullish about the data the last 2 days. We just need to lose this low before I can like be totally comfortable. Because this could still, this could fake you out today. There's no doubt about it. This could easily fake you out. You could go short here. This could pop back into this 1290. You get stopped out, then it comes back down, right? You want to make sure you wait for, that clear confirmation. ES is sort of holding yesterday's lows as well right now. What's yesterday's lows here? Low is 39.74. Yeah, it's sort of holding that low again. So yeah, we need to break these lows before you can get super aggressive on this downside move. All right, you get short too early here. You get short too early here. Could get a little sweaty. So just wait for that low break. I think that's the key. It looks like it's going to happen, to be honest, but I would just dollar pushing higher. Yeah, I mean, it looks weak. It definitely looks like it's going to happen, but we have to see it happen first, right? So let's go. Yeah, it's probably about to happen in like the next 10 seconds, but I'm gonna go off. There it is. All right, there it is. There it is. This could get ugly today. Let's see what happens. We don't want to get too biased, though. All right, we don't want to get too biased. This is not. We don't want to get too. Look at that. Look at that little wick off of it. We don't want to get too crazy. All right. All right. So we're gonna continue. We're gonna go to Tesla. Oh, maybe it goes. All right, we're gonna go to SPY because I know you guys wanted to see SPY. Yeah, SPY 200 SMA. It's the same as the ES, 200 SMA. I think that's where we're going. We're going to like 392, 394. 392, 394. Same exact thing as the ES. That's my target here. All right. Tesla. So Tesla, all about 197 today. If we lose 197, then I would look for that continuation. Let's see if we can stay under 197. 197 has not given up. It's very difficult, right? A very difficult level to give up lately. If we can lose that 197 with some market weakness, I like Tesla maybe back into that 188 area, but we're going to have to see some weakness at this 197. If we go to yesterday's price action, you guys can see this 197 level stepped up once again. If we could see this turn into a rejection today, then I would like that, right? I would like that a lot. So we're going to look to see if yesterday's lows can turn into a rejection today. If we get that, I think we can see that downside continuation, all right? So let's look to see if Tesla can stay under yesterday's lows. That's something I'm definitely watching today. The Microsoft supply, definitely interested in this one today if the market continues lower. Look at this, guys. I really like this. This looks really good to me. Previous lows into a really clean, like quadruple, triple top here at supply on Microsoft. If Microsoft loses these lows, I think you're heading down into that 245 really aggressively. So I'm going to definitely watch this one. If the market does weaken today, I'm going to look for this 255 supply, look for that break of the lows, look to see if I can get this move down into that 245. But look how apparent this rejection has been. Previous lows, look how many times we've rejected that zone, that supply zone. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on that Microsoft. Meta. Did Meta break 170? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All right. So, Meta. Yeah. I mean, you're in pretty much nothing but a channel now. Yeah, this is interesting. Big break on Meta here. It might run away from you before open, But if you can be blessed with the 170 retest today, that's what I'd look for. If you can see something like this, that would be hot. But yeah, definitely watch Meta today, guys. This 170 break's very important. That looks like a little bit of a death candle there. If the market continues, your market has to continue lower. All right. If the market does some crazy BS bounce today and like rips off that demand again, then that's not going to work. But if you see some nice downside action today, Meta, I like that. I like that a lot. Keep an eye on that 170. End phase. This is something that is getting personal for me. Not so much, but end phase is like my kryptonite. I try to trade end phase and I just lose every time. I did well on this downside because I just sort of let it sit. And I think that's what I'm going to do here on end phase potentially. I think end phase needs to come back down into this 180 level. It's just sitting in midair over here. It's just sitting in no man's land, in my opinion. And if end phase can stay below 200, I'm really targeting this 180 previous demand. I don't see why end phase is holding up here. I would like to see it back to this 180 supply or 180 demand. I just have been a little bit impatient with it. End phase is also a little bit of a difficult stock to trade on the intraday basis. But as of recently, I think this looks extremely weak, right? And if it breaks this 202, 200 area, I'm definitely looking for this slip, right? One of these aggressive downside moves under this 200 area on end phase. So keeping an eye on this one. Interesting. A little bit dangerous, right? A little bit dangerous because end phase is a pretty wild move. But I'm interested in this move back. If I look at the daily chart, back to this 180 demand down here. So keeping an eye on that end phase under 200. Netflix was sick. Netflix was pretty sick. So we got that aggressive slip under that 340. The only thing I'd say is watch out for this like 313, 314 area on Netflix today. Not sure you want to short into that. Not sure you want to short into that level today. So just be cautious of that. Unless it breaks down below it, which is very possible, I would be a little bit cautious. At this 313, 314 level today. Previous lows here, previous rejections here, and just make sure you pay attention to that zone. If we lose this zone, then downside could continue. All right, if we lose this zone, this 314 level, this could be pretty aggressive here. Watch this 314, 313. All right, Boeing, definitely interested in this one here. Boeing, 200, 201 level on Boeing, right? You guys can see right here, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows. If we break that, right, that could be nice. You have pretty much nothing here of support around this 201 to 197 area. Watching this little straight up gap movement on Boeing. If we lose this 201, this could be a nice little slide. And Boeing, I think, had some news this morning causing downside. Yeah, suspends deliveries of 787 Dreamliners. So if that continuation comes in, if we break this 201 level, I definitely don't mind looking for Boeing to slide through this pretty much no volume area here down into that 196. So going to keep an eye on that. Let's go Nvidia because it's obviously a big name that a lot of people are watching here. I would need to see, you got to see what Nvidia does at 230 here. So Nvidia 230, right? That's a possible retest level. You guys can see here, previous highs. See what happens at 230. If we lose 230 and we fall back under that previous supply, if we fall back under that, right, this could weaken, right? This could weaken. If the market gets really weak, see if you stay under 230, if 230 turns into a rejection, possibly down to 220. If you hold 230, right, this is something to still watch as well. Just pay attention to these previous highs, possible support there as well. So 230, 220, I would say on Nvidia. All right. We can take a look at Apple real quick. Oh, it's potentially breaking. Yeah, this could be big. If Apple breaks this 147. Yeah. 147. If we break 147 on Apple and this 200 SMA, this could definitely cause downside on the market. This is something I was looking at this morning before this data was released. So previous highs, previous double bottom support at the 200 SMA. If we lose this 200 SMA, which we are as of right now, if we get, if we give up this little double bottom and 200 SMA, if we move under 147, this could cause some weakness on the market here. And there's really not much support on Apple until 143 here. So watch out for that, right? Previous highs, double bottom low, right? I would look for Apple through 147. And if it continues, that could be really juicy there. So watching that one. Let's go to the live stream tickers. Let's see what you guys got for me today. We got Merck, TLT, Tesla Investor Day. I'm not really worried about Tesla Investor Day. All right, so we're going to look at Merck, TLT, Joby. I have no idea what that is. Tesla, we already looked at Tesla. FSR, HD. All right, let's see. I don't know what these stocks are, so I'm assuming they're very strange. Home Depot. Yeah, I think got it on there. Merck. It's really going to depend on the healthcare sector, but I really wouldn't long Merck into this supply here. I would not go long Merck here. Sort of just pushing back into the supply zone. 111, 110. So pretty big rejection there. XLY is also moving lower this morning. So yeah, I would probably be more on the short side here of Merck at this rejection point, at this supply. TLT, it's moving lower with the market. I really don't have much to say about it. Bonds have been moving lower before equities. So if the equities catch up to bonds, then you're in for some downside. That's all I'll say. I'm not looking at Joby Aviation. FSR. Fisker. What are we looking at in Fisker? Earnings? Great. Next. Home Depot. Oh, that looks really nice. Shit. Look at that. Look at that little 300 rejection there. God damn. Amen. Thank you, man. $9.99. Appreciate you. Happy Friday. Thanks for everything you do in the community. Thank you for everything you do in the community. Amen. Yeah, this looks good. This looks very interesting on Home Depot. If the Dow breaks down today, this could be juicy. 200 SMA, major 300 supply. That could get real juicy on Home Depot there. That gap fill is like 286, 292 area. Yeah, that could be real nice. Definitely. I'm going to watch this today. All right. XLE. Yeah, XLE going to move down with the market, obviously. I'm going to hold I have a swing trade on XLE as long as it's above the 200 SMA. My stop is under these lows. I'm in XOM in specific, but I am watching the XLE. My stop on XOM is going to be this 109 level. If we lose this, I'll get stopped out. So, all right, guys. Well, little recap on the futures. We obviously broke yesterday's lows, right? Very aggressive. We're probably coming into that 200 SMA here. Are we at it yet on the ES? Not yet. We're probably going to... So here's what I'd look for today. This would be hot. Oh, this would be hot. If we do this, oh, man, will that be hot. Give me that, right? Give me that retest of yesterday's lows. Give me that retest of yesterday's lows, and man, would that be nice. Little one of these, one of those, one of these, one of those, and then one of those. That would be hot. So, yeah, let's see if we can grab that today. Retest of yesterday's lows. Keep an eye on that. All right. Oh, I'm blurry. Come on, focus. Why am I so blurry? There we go. All right. Little this, little that. Shit's still blurry. My time to get out of here. Have a great day. Happy Friday. Life ain't nothing but a supply zone. Peace out. Press the like button. Jesus, 400 likes. Come on. Come on. 400 likes. Damn. That's rough. That is rough. No, did I not sell my house? I will never sell my house, ever. Selling my house would be like selling my life. That house is going to set me up for life. I bought that house at such a great point. Can never sell it. Locked in interest rate at like 3.5, I think. Damn, am I blurry. Press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And my camera is not very happy right now. There it is. Stingy with the likes today, huh, Trace? Damn. Hit the like button. Hit the like. All right, guys. See you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Peace.